No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber, educated with the craft. Punch a topic hard like heavyweights, hitting the bag from the top rank to the upcoming. Washed up to the dark horse, champs, #1 contenders. Quick jab or sharp cross, we your source. Come get it. Tuning in, you can have it. Internationally known, our information is valid. See, we on a higher plane, no two episodes the same. We get better as we train, so on top we remain. Come join the conversation, it's insight you'll gain. And then outside of the ring, we do the damn thing.
All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of No Standing 8 Boxer Talk. This interview is brought to you by NewYorkFights.com. And today I'm with a young Bantam Weight Prospect out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Has a pro record of 1-0, man. So he's fresh off the cut. All right, next week on Saturday, he's going to be fighting his second pro fight. Now, my man got an impressive amateur pedigree, right? So, Emanuel Moreno, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So listen, man, we're going to introduce you to the readers of NewYorkFights.com and the listeners and people that watch Don't Stand the 8 Boxer Talk. So tell them, tell the fans a little bit of something about yourself.
I'm Emmanuel Trompo Moreno. I've been boxing for 12 years, since the age of 6. So, it's been a good journey, I'm on the way to 2-0. So yeah, man.
So how did this journey start? Who introduced you to the sport?
My dad. My dad introduced me to the sport. I first played soccer. That was my very first sport. And, my dad himself was a fighter. So he was all like, you know what, let's take you to the gym and, try it out. So ever since, man, I went into the gym, and ever since I fell in love with the sport.
And where are you from? Where's your family from?
From Wichita Falls, Texas.
So you were born and raised in Wichita Falls, Texas, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Walk us a little bit through your amateur journey. I understand that you have an outstanding amateur pedigree. Tell us a little bit about some of your achievements and some of your accolades in amateur ranks.
I'm a 6-time national champion. I've been ranked in the #1 spot in multiple divisions. Back in 2017, I won gold for the Junior Olympics. I've won Golden Gloves like almost every year since I started fighting here in our area at the Golden Gloves in our area. And 2018, I got a silver, and then 2019, I also made it to the semis in the Junior Olympics. So I've been around in the national and the top ranks with all the top amateurs and stuff. So
okay, so listen, man, Texas is a big football town, man. So
yeah.
sports that you could have played, man, boxing wasn't like the go-to sport, in Texas as far as popularity. Now, there's a lot of boxers that come from Texas, some nice ones too. What I'm saying though, you could get caught up in the hype. I want to play football. That's what everybody else is doing. What drew you to boxing aside from your dad just take you? A lot of dads take their kids to the gym, but they don't stay.
Man, I don't know, man. I just wanted to do something different than everybody else. Everyone wants to do football here in Texas, and football is a big thing here. So, so football and soccer. I wanted to be different from everybody else. When my dad first took me to the gym, and I started getting the hang of it, like in the click. So I was like, you know what, like this is something I want to do, and I've always had a supportive system. So they've always believed in me and what I do in here in the gym, and so I just stuck to it ever since. So
okay. And for the folks that haven't seen you fight yet, how would you describe your boxing style?
Man, I do it all. I do it all. I can box, I can bang, whatever the fighter, my opponent brings to the table, I know how to adjust to it. So yeah, man, I can, if I feel like if I'm in a fight and I feel like I have to box, I'll box. I'll box for all the rounds. If I feel like I can, bang them out. I'll bang them out for the rounds, But like I said, I can do it all, man.
So you're 18 years old. You just started your pro career. What led you to that decision? Who do you talk with when like you were sitting in your house thinking, "Look, man, I think it's time to take this to another level." How did you come to that conclusion?
It was a thinking process, My coaches, they've always taught us. They've always taught me to fight. They've always taught me that pro style from the very beginning. I was always taught that pro style. That more thinking, fighting more smart. And going into the amateurs, it's a whole different story than the pros. Like whole different fighting style, and in the amateurs, it's more about points, and that's the way they really judge is by points and punches and punches and punches, and really, I was never taught that way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could do it, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, like I'd rather do this. I'd rather be more patient. I'd rather, you know what I mean? Like figure them out, have time to figure them out. So yeah, it was really a thinking process. And after my last amateur fight, it was at the nationals. I fell short in the semifinals. I think it was, yeah, the semifinals. And, I fell short, but after that, we came back to the gym and I had told my coach, I was talking to my coaches and I was just like, man, like, what do you think? Like, when do you think it's time for me, to move to the next, take that big next step, And they were all like, man, we thought you've been ready. So, it was just more of a thinking process, just in my mind, I'm like, okay, am I ready for it? Is this something I want to do? And, unfortunately, like I came up to thought that, that's something I do want to do, that's, being pro and doing this pro boxing and, discipline myself to doing this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. So, you know, um, yeah, man, it was good. It was a good decision I've made, I had a long talk with my coaches, not just my coach, but family as well. And, they were all behind me. So,
Speaking of coaches, who coaches you?
uh, Mike Zapata, Justin Ray, and then my other cornerman Nikki Burleson.
Yes, you got a full squad. What gym you train out of?
From Fosstown Rival Boxing.
Okay. So all right, you talk to your coaches, and you guys made the decision, and then fight night comes. Explain to me how you were the night before. Were you nervous? This is your first time, unless you fought international, it's probably your first time without headgear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 How was that? How was that? How was your mindset knowing, man, it's finally happening, my first pro fight?
Oh, it was amazing. That feeling like, like, okay, we're here now. This is what we've always wanted to do. This is what we've been training for. Like all these years of amateur boxing, like, this is what it leads up to. And, it was amazing. Like I said, the feeling, of course, nerves were kicking in, and that moment before like walking into the ring, it's all that adrenaline rush, but man, it's an amazing feeling. Like I said, like when I was walking into that ring for the first time, and all the fans shouting, and it's something that's it's heartwarming. You know what I mean? It's you gotta embrace it. So yeah, man. I was most definitely. I was nervous. Of course, I was. About every fight. I feel like every fighter gets nervous before a fight,
Yeah.
and it's until it's my first going in there. It's so much different than the pros and than the amateurs. I'm sorry, and without headgear, it's like you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? But it's something that we've been training for our whole lives. So
That's what's up.
we knew what we had.
That's what's up. So your manager is Trifon Petrov,
Yes, sir.
your manager, and with 141 wins and 15 losses amateur record, that's 5 USA national champion, 1 title national champion, 4 Golden Glove, a regional champion, 5 Junior Olympic state championships. Am I getting all that right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Your room big enough for all them trophies?
man. I'm not even gonna lie. My coach has to hold some of them.
You got to be getting interest. Somebody got to be knocking on your door. What promoters have been kind of hanging around your cat, man? Who you thinking of signing with?
Uh, I've never really. I leave that more to my, in my coach's hands. They tell me like, there's some promoters that I see that be liking my Instagram posts and this and that, and it's like, I don't really think nothing of it. You know what I mean? But on something I don't know, they try and talk to my coaches and this and that, and they'll tell me here and there like, hey, like, they've reached out, and I'll be like, okay, cool, but
And
it's never really
they
came to
already grooming you for the pros, man.
yeah,
You ain't gotta play politics with me. I know you know who knocking at your door.
yeah.
That's
No,
good.
yeah, man.
But there is interest, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely,
There
yeah,
is interest, and you're gonna sign with a promoter soon. I guess you're promoter shopping now, right?
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. Any particular promoter pique your interest?
Say that again.
Any particular promotion company pique your interest?
No, man, I'm gonna let I don't
You gonna
know.
let your people handle that?
Like I just let my manager deal with all that.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
All right. So tell me about this fight you got coming up on March 18th, man. Where's it at? Where can people get tickets?
I got there's I made a post on my social media, and you can always holler at me, and I posted a link for the tickets, so they could always holler at me. There's a phone number as well on there.
You on
It's March
Instagram?
18th. My Instagram is official.trompo. That's my Instagram, and it's I'll be fighting March 18th at the Oklahoma City Convention Center,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I was supposed to be fighting this opponent wise. I was supposed to fight Ira Terry. I don't know. He's been in there, for the last years. He's fought some big guys, like Jorge Linares, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been in some tough fights, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And we were supposed to fight him, but he ended up backing out. But I mean,
Back it off for what?
he don't want to he don't want to take that chance, man.
You don't want the smoke?
He don't want the smoke with that 1-0 guy. You see him 1-0, but they already know my name. They know who I am. They check
Okay.
me out. Oh, yeah, I don't know
Okay.
about that, but
So
that's how you.
you're fighting Christopher Nelson now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. He got some fights on. He's a veteran. So sometimes you can't let records fool you.
No,
You come in with some
yeah,
experience. They've been around. Fighting.
no, yeah,
What these people underestimate about these fighters with these bad records is that they're still fighters. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, like I've never really underestimated no fighter. It's respect to every fighter that's in the boxing world. Whoever gets, not someone just gets in the ring and fights. So record wise, for anyone, they can have a bad record. It's always respect for every fighter that steps into that ring. So,
Okay. So what's the rest of 2023 look like for you? How many times you plan on getting in the ring?
mm, hey man, I don't know. Whatever my manager thinks,
Yeah.
as much time as my manager thinks, that's
What
that's
do
what
you
I'm.
think is a good number for a first year pro? How many times do you think you should fight for a first year?
I say like 4 times,
Four
four
times
to
is a
five.
good number, man. Four times is a very good number. I think it's doable for a kid that's coming up like you, and want to get your name out there, man. So yeah, I think four times is doable, man. And so listen, man, when you're not boxing, what are you doing?
Uh, my hobbies really. When I'm not boxing, I play video games too. Not it's not an all day thing, but who don't like playing video? You know what I mean? There's always everyone likes video games. So I like playing video games. And really, other than that, I just training and getting your rest in. You know what I mean? That's basically it.
Yeah. So what's that on the background back there, man? What's that? Is that a sponsor or
That's our team name, Rival Town Boxing.
Rival Falls Town Boxing? All right, all right. And Bass Pro Shops sponsor you, or you just like to shop there?
No, I just like the hats, man. I just like the trucker hats.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
you
hey,
become big enough,
maybe,
they might sponsor you.
hey, maybe after this interview, if they see this interview, man, they see it. Maybe something will happen then. But
You do a little.
I just like
You do a little fishing and hunting
every once in a while.
every once in a while. That's what's up. Okay, man.
Yeah.
So where do ultimately every fighter has goals? Ultimately, where do you see yourself? I mean, it's too far to say, but where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years?
How in the next 2 to 5 years, a title,
Title?
most definitely.
That's the goal.
That my goal is, by at least 2 years having a title. You know what I mean? And it's too quick to say, but anything can happen. You know what I mean? And that's my goal, is having a title. Title is, it's every fighter's dream. You know what I mean? Having a title in their arms, and for the next, in the future, being a multiple world champion. You know what I mean? So that's the goal.
What motivates you to do what you do every day?
My family. My family motivates me to do everything. We're in a small town. We don't come from a big town, and all my family, they're not all born and raised here. You know what I mean? I come from a Mexican family, so my family most definitely motivates me to do what I do. Not just my family, but all the other kids. Just the younger generation, and I love watching the younger generation do what I did. You know what I mean? Like, or them looking up to me. And that's something that motivates me, like saying like, okay, I have these people that look up to me, and it motivates me to do better, to go to that top level, so that they can have something to look at and be like, okay, that's something that I do want to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, that motivates me. And family wise, my family most definitely motivates me, because it's something that how can I say it? It'll be good for all of us in the future. It'll do us good for all of us in the future, and no struggles. And of course, there's always going to be struggles in the world, but you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, of course. So listen, man, you started this very young, 12 years in the game. Started when you were 6 years old. When other kids, I mean, I'm sure, man, that you will look out the window. You look out the windows of your gym, see kids playing. Going to the movies, going to this, eating all types of junk food. You couldn't do that though. How did you maintain the course?
Once I'm that type of person that if I put my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. And like the eating, and not being able to eat, and be on a diet, getting on diets, your whole life. And it's, of course, it's difficult. It gets difficult. It can be difficult it can be difficult for everybody. You know what I mean? But like I said, like once you put your mind into something, man, I'm that person that's I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. And yeah, it can be hard, but I got used to it. And so.
What's your message to fight fans, man? This is your time. This is the platform. Tell them who's coming. Tell them about the smoke. Let them know who you are. What can they expect from you?
Oh, hey, man. Man, I'm everything. You know what I mean? Later on, man, they ain't gonna want to smoke. Even now.
No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber, educated with the craft. Punch a topic hard like heavyweights, hitting the bag from the top rank to the upcoming. Washed up to the dark horse, champs, #1 contenders. Quick jab or sharp cross. We source. Tuning in, you can have it internationally known. Our information is valid. See, we on a higher plane. No 2 episodes the same. We get better as you train. So on top we remain. Come join the conversation. It's insight you gain. In and outside of the ring, we do the damn thing.
Right now, so tune in, get tickets, support this young man. Got $1 million smile. Camera lays easy on him. He can fight too. So look out for this young man. Hey, Emmanuel, thank you for your time, my man. And I'm looking forward to following your career.
Yes, sir. Thank you.